starting to the top left after defeating Fantasy in the regular group stage, and then in the first game of the tiebreaker. First, it is
Grandmaster SK Telecom T1 Ray.
So far, he's made it rain. A lot of very enthusiastic fans here in the studio. I always love to see that.
Starting to the bottom right, we have his opponent, the Zerg player, the first in this group.
New challenger, STXO hyvaa.
Hiva. And
sometimes he can be a diva.
Yeah. I'm like,
no. That just didn't work at all. Okay, let's go over this matchup just very quickly for both of these players. As I mentioned earlier already, we have a 60% win ratio for Rain against Zerg in Heart of the Swarm offline. He played 13 maps in total and won 8 of them. Lost matches against Solki, Solar and Symbol. However, on the other hand, he played 22 maps against Protoss and he won 12. This leaves him with a 55% win ratio. And recently, he actually lost most of his games against Protoss. The only game that he won was the one against First, with a 2-0 in this particular group.
Yeah. Well, that's actually kind of a funny coincidence there. We'll see what sort of build he wants to do. Pool first here for hyvaa, indicating that he's concerned about cannoning. And this is going to be very good for Rain because he can get away with his Nexus first now, no problem.
If you ever watched a game of SOS on this map in particular as a Zerg player, you are very concerned about being cannoned. It doesn't even matter if you start with the pool first. You will scout and you will make sure that there is no pylon behind your hatch.
This is really, really good blocking here. He could lose the pro, but very nice micro. No pylon block because he took too many hit points, and he looks like he wasn't really planning on pylon blocking anyway. If he tried to, he would have lost the pro, and then therefore not been worth it. Well, Forge already on the way, and he's going to start a gate.
Yeah, going to very normal build. So usually with this build, the Zerg player is going to take his third base at the 4th minute mark. We've seen crazy builds in the last few days, especially today in the Challenger League. We had some really incredible builds against Protoss when Squirtle was up against True. True actually going for triple hatch before pool, which is kind of crazy. I think I've never seen this before, not even in the old days. What was that crazy map in Toon Valley where we saw the double hatch before pool for the first time?
Linok, yeah.
And yeah, so right now in this position we have the hatch going down at the 4-minute mark, as I already said. And let's see what he can do with those Zerglings. Trying to force a cancel on one of those pylons and maybe sneak into the main base. Nope, cannon is ready.
Life would have found a way.
Yeah, Life would have found a way. He always does.
Yeah. Well, there's a third base going up for hyvaa, as he's completely scouted and very confident about what's going on here. He's like, okay, just normal forge fast expand. Need to get my third base up very early. This Overlord needs to be careful. Its path is going to walk into cannon fire. And I'm curious to see what hyvaa's going to do. I feel like, for me personally, watching hyvaa's games, I feel like he's a very strong Zerg player, very macro-oriented player, but he doesn't have any of the stylistic elements that stick out particularly in any matchup like Curious does or, you know, like Life does in this particular matchup.
With this opening, I would actually expect him to go into a very standard style at the beginning, get a double extractor roughly around the 6-minute mark and head into the lair tech around 7 minutes into the game. So it doesn't really look like this is going to be a weird opening by either one of those players. Everything is pretty much standard rate going into the Forge Expand. Going here for the Stargate, which is also a very solid choice. But yeah, pretty soon we should see the double extractor, and from that point on, hyvaa will just try to go into his lair tech, maybe get a couple of extra queens out to spread the creep further and make sure that he's solid against any kind of airplay. But I would be very surprised to see shenanigans in here, like 558 and we have the double extractor, so very, very standard.
The probe was spotted by those Lings, and he denied the scout of the third base. Really good Overlord coverage here by hyvaa. He's able to see everything. He even gets the scout on the Stargate, so really, really important for him to know this, and he will probably commit to at least 3 Spore Crawlers as a response. And Rain's Phoenixes, he already knows they're coming. He's already, well, he doesn't pull his 4th Overlord back. That's one thing I guess he's not doing.
Well, he's actually pulling most of the Overlords to the corners of the map and trying to just hide them there. The one to the top right already trying to run. And as an Overlord, this situation as an Overlord really sucks. When you scout a Stargate and then there are like 4 of you on the map and you just try to run away, but you're just way too slow and you know that eventually you're going to die against them.
Wow, Counter, look at this. It's a Void Ray.
He's stuck with the Phoenix though, right? Yeah. starts with the Phoenix and goes then into the Void Ray.
So it's a fake out here a little bit. The Phoenix is obviously much faster too, and it gives him some scouting information, so he can clean up a lot more Overlords and find out where they are faster than if he would with the Void Ray. And he also doesn't want to show the Void Ray anyways, so I like this choice. Stargate was shown. He wants to make Void Rays. He doesn't want Hiva to know about it. Make a Phoenix first and just clear up Overlords with it.
Yeah. Overlords are still trying to hide here, and in general the question of course remains, when is he going to take his third base, Protoss player that is, or is he just going to stick it out with 2? We have additional gateways coming up, which gives him of course for once the safety and then a pretty strong ground army if he chooses though.
6 Spore Crawlers, goes into 6, 2 at each base to be extremely safe.
Yeah, pretty huge commitment here. You know, the Void Ray here so far, he can actually just use that to be safe. We've seen a lot of Zerg players on that map in particular trying to be very aggressive with wings and roaches, especially when the Protoss player tries to move out and take his third base. So with 1 Void Ray, he's already very safe against this, and he doesn't really look like he's overly committing to the Stargate tech. He throws down the robotic spay. So
there's the +1 as well, and a third base.
Yeah, it looks like he just wants to be like super safe, and roach aggression is not going to be an option for Hiva anymore.
He is making an Immortal, and the timing here doesn't work out for him to do any 2 Immortal, 2 Colossus type pushes though. It looks like he's just going to get 1 Immortal out just in case of roach aggression at his third, and then go into the Colossi for the Hydras. If you have a robotic support bay finishing right when the Hydra stand finishes, as the Protoss, you feel pretty comfortable knowing that your opponent's Hydras are going to walk into Colossi.
Roaches are already coming out. We have also the upgrades for the Hydralisks immediately. The third base is now being thrown down. And this is kind of what you want. You want to have something to just get that third base as secure as humanly possible. And this is exactly what Rain currently does. The transition into the Spire here. And we have the 4th base already on the production tab for Hiva. So going into a very, very solid macro game.
Yeah. You know, if you think about it, a lot of people don't really think about this, but if you consider the cost of the Spore Crawlers and everything else, when you do an opening like this and he makes 6 spores, you essentially killed 6 drones right off the bat, because those drones are not useful anymore against anything, I mean, except DTs, which we probably won't see, and you're paid money to lose them. So even though you didn't do any direct damage with this Phoenix besides clearing up Overlords, this affects Hiva a lot. It affects his build quite a bit.
Hiva is actually getting the Infestation Pit as well, and with the Infestation Pit he can go straight into Hive-Tech if he wants to. Then he has the Spire in case there is a move out with the 2 Colossi, which is always an option for a Protoss. This was one of the most feared pushes that we had at the beginning of Heart of the Swarm. So his Spire does not have to come into play right away. He can just play it for now and go straight into Hive and then get those Vipers out. This is a style that players like Snoot do, but he's actually going into the Swarm hosts instead. Pretty cool style here. Haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah, really long time, and I'm not sure how well it's going to work. There's double Stargate on the way too.
Yeah, it looks like Rain is going to do exactly what Creator does these days against just triple Stargate Void Rays.
Yeah. And it can be quite effective, as we've seen in the past already.
It can be really effective. At some point you're going to have so many Void Rays that even mass fungals are not going to be an option anymore.
Just reminds me of that Friday parody song that Husky made about Void Rays. It says that every day it's Void Rays. That's how it feels when you're doing that build.
For now it's not Void Rays. For now it's actually the ground army that is trying to cause trouble here, going straight for that 4th base, and I think he will have to abandon that. It's already being hit, and immediately the pull on the drones, trying to pull them back with the force fields here. Well, yeah, that hatch has no chance whatsoever.
Drones, he can kill them if he wants, but killing the hatchery is the much bigger deal here. Picks off an Overseer with 1 Phoenix. That Phoenix is an assassin. A bunch of spines going up right now. Hiva is panicking. You can see those Broodlings going down, and the Void Ray, triple Void Ray production has started. Curiously enough, no upgrades at the Cybernetics core, at least not yet. He is going to want to get those out. They do make such a big difference for the composition like this.
Enduring Locust upgrade is done, and we are about to be completed, but
I don't think he saw the Swarmos at all. He has no idea.
He might have seen the Locusts. I'm not quite sure if he saw those Locusts. They already evaporated there, but he will know about those at some point. And the Colossi make a lot of sense. He's getting the attack upgrades already in. Against the Locusts, you want to have like those Colossi out. It's great if later on you add a few Tempests to your composition as well, but with the Void Rays alone, in combination with those Colossi, you can do just so much damage. It is crazy.
Yeah. The composition that Rain is building is insane right now. He's getting +2 very late, but he's adding cannons. He's making sure his bases are secured. He has such an incredible army.
4th base before a Zerg player, and when you see that as a Zerg, you're either just very sure before an attack and you want to move out and attack your opponent anyways, or you feel like, ooh, this is getting really iffy now.
Yeah. and he hasn't really been able to get any pressure done with his Locust. His Swarm hosts are so far back. He needs to try to push those forward, but if he does, he has to be careful. He has to protect them. He doesn't have a ton of them. He's adding 3 more right now. It's going to put him up to 11, and once he has 11, he can definitely start being more aggressive with them. The thing is, Corruptors here are not the answer to Void Rays. Needs, Infestors, and Locusts are going to deal with the ground army. I worry a lot for our Zerg player here, just having all these Corruptors and Roaches that are not going to be useful at all against this composition.
I share your concern. Rain is getting into a much better position by the minute. He's getting more and more Void Rays. And you know, against Void Rays, what do you want to have? Usually you want to have Queens, Hydras, and it's always great to have a couple of Infestors there. Not a single Infestor in the game, and he does not have a lot to deal with those Void Rays. Once
he doesn't have a lot of Queens, he doesn't have Pathogen Glands.
Once Rain has the momentum going and is moving in, he will be very difficult to stop.
It's almost as if he doesn't know that the Void Rays are coming. I mean, his Corruptors are for Colossi or something, because he has to realize that with this many Void Rays, those Corruptors are going to disappear, and it's not going to be a magic trick.
Look at those Warp Prisms, or the one that we have now at the bottom right. He's going straight into the main base.
Right into the main base, and the Hive is very late here.
Yeah, and there is actually nothing like that can really defend the base. He has to immediately run back with those Lings and Roaches, and what he doesn't. At the same time, Rain is moving into the center of the map with his main army.
Spire is targeted. Drones are going down here. He wants to save that Spire. He actually doesn't even kill the Warp Prism with his Corruptors.
The middle of the map.
He's very exposed here. His Spine Crawlers and a lot of his Swarm hosts are trapped.
2 of the Swarm hosts go down. The 3rd one as well. He's killing those Spine Crawlers. Rain is on the move. He has
kills
another
the
warp
4th
into
base.
the left side of the map. Takes down another base.
No drones even mining at that base. I feel like he was kind of falling apart in this game with his multitasking a little bit.
Yeah, that hatch is definitely gone. Those Zerglings, of course, taking down the Zealots, but it's already a little bit too late. He sees, Rain that there's another base to the right side of the map, but he's already full mining from 4 bases. He has a really good saturation with even 82 probes.
Archon's being added into the mix. This base is not long for this world. Never going to finish, never going to make it. Base died young.
Yeah, he cancels it, and this leaves us with a 3-base Zerg player against a 4-base Protoss, who's getting the +3 attack upgrade. Now starts the +1 for those, for the Void Rays, and
yeah, looks like he wants to go for a counterattack, but all it's going to take is a few Warpins of Zealots if he reacts quickly enough here.
And Broodlords? Oh, that is actually a good move here.
Yeah,
moving
he gets
into
in.
the main base. Here comes the Warp in, but
Rain doesn't.
against Void Rays, really?
Yeah, it's. I don't see it, man. One thing to note is that he couldn't warp in Zealot there to wall because he was maxed out. There's nothing he could have done.
And here comes Rain. He's in a great position at the natural. If he takes down those 2 bases, this will limit the production too.
Yeah. I think he just got the Infestation Pit. He killed some tech structure.
At the top, we have most of the Zerglings already gone, thanks to those. Yeah, thanks to the Zealots.
He killed like just to confirm, he killed like an Evolution Chamber. It looks like
he would also like to have that Hive, and he's getting it.
He is getting it.
Well, we have.
Well, he could.
Do we really have a base race scenario where Hyvaa is trying to pull this off with the army that he has? I don't know about
I don't think it's a good idea, but I mean, what else? What other choices does he have at this point? It's too late to turn around.
Where's
he
the
can't
mothership
fight the
core?
army.
Where's the mothership core? Is it with the army?
I'm gonna find it for you.
Because if he can recall, that would be great.
It's in the middle of the map by itself, lonely and abandoned.
Well, pulling a little bit of a lazy day, I guess.
Yeah, the Mutalisk transition here is kind of scary, but the Void Rays are so good against this. He has 10 of them. Void Rays are good against anything, as it turns out, but he also has a ton of Archons that he can use with this.
If he finds a mothership core, he can just simply recall and take down that army.
Yeah.
He has the much better army in this situation. So this is still a little bit tricky with those Mutalisks on the map. He still has a lot of momentum going, and at some point, if he gets even more anti-air units, he might be able to overwhelm this air army that we have for Rain.
Yeah, Rain is...
He doesn't see that mothership core. It's still in the middle of the map, and he doesn't move.
And I feel like the funny thing is...
That spine crawler is awesome. What is the spine crawler doing there?
I don't know. That spine crawler is so cute, but Rain is in a position where he doesn't want to lose his army to free units, but he's starting to like, he's going to lose potentially an Archon here, and he lost several Zealots, and he's not making any more units.
Yeah, but he's starting to chase down those Swarm hosts, and he's getting those bases.
He's getting 5 cannons up at his base, 6. He knows that all he has to do is defend and pick off the bases of his opponent one by one.
Rain has also an incredible bank.
I'm just really disappointed in recall, like you said, and yeah, he has an incredible bank.
I mean, he's currently looking at 2,500 minerals and a lot of gas too. He can just move through and take down
Here comes the attack.
last few bases.
At his base on the right
side, and he still doesn't have the mothership core. It's actually, yeah, it's actually still missing.
Yeah, Cannons here finishing a little bit too late. It looks like he actually will lose this base, but the cannons are buying him a lot of time.
And there's not a lot that Rain can, that hyvaa can really build because he doesn't have the gas anymore. It's all about taking down those swarm hosts at some point. If he finds them and traps them, there are only 10 of them.
He's running out of buildings too, Calder. He has those 2 extractors to the bottom left, which are dying, tech structures in the main, which will bleed out, and this 1 hatchery.
Rain is expanding everywhere. He should just add more cannons to the top right now. He definitely has the resources to pull that off.
Those drones are not going to hide anywhere because the Zealot is chasing them.
He's still trying to find those swarm hosts. If he gets those, that would be like devastating.
Yeah. The drones here want to go and build something over here, but they can't. I don't know, man. Those. Oh, he did actually sell his 1 extractor in the main base. That's not going to bleed out, so Rain will want to send a Void Ray eventually over to kill that.
He wants to face this army. He's very confident that he can take down this army.
As long as he can find it and get it together, yeah.
In terms of army supply, we have hyvaa actually a bit ahead with 20. He's at 97 against 80.
hyva's being revealed now. He has enough money to build 3 hatcheries. Here we go indeed. The Locusts are on cooldown.
Yep, has to take down those guys. Those bad boys.
The drones are killing the Nexus. The drones are killing the Nexus on the left side. Rain has a lot of money, but no production. There's the hatchery in the main base. He doesn't know where it is. He hasn't scouted that.
The army is trying to run away. The only thing that hyvaa is really trying to do is dodge his opponent and take down all of his structures.
This Nexus should have been cancelled, but it's not.
It's all about the Swamp Hosts here. If he catches the Swamp Hosts, he can actually take this, because in the late game scenario, the free units are incredible for the Dark player.
They're starting to whittle away Rain's army, little by little. The hatchery, if he could just find that.
He still has mining, and that's something that that hyvaa just doesn't have. And another base is now being spotted. He doesn't see the hatch. Oh, he actually spotted the hatch in the main base too. Like
if he loses this Archon, the Broodlings.
No.
That's... he really wanted to kill that extractor first, that way that didn't happen, but regardless, this is not going to be about the base trade anymore.
I'm a little bit surprised that he doesn't use his back.
He needs to make...
Just build pylons, build cannons, and just turtle up on your base at the top right, rebuild your production, get all of that back into the game, and even if he just gets Stalkers at this point, I think he has Blink too, so that would actually help him. No Blink so far, still.
He needs to defend this base, and this is actually the moment of engagement we're going to have. The Locust going out, but in the wrong direction, unfortunately for him. He sees the base now with his Overlord.
2,000 minerals and 2,000 gas.
He's going for more Void Rays, which is actually so smart.
Yeah. Here we go. He's starting to get his tech back up again, starting to get those pylons into the game. And Void Rays are going to win him this game eventually, but first of all he has to defend this base, and he's moving in with his units, but therefore exposing the base to the right side.
Yeah, this is a moment where Rain actually has to use good multitasking and split here. Using the probes on stop positions next to the cannon. Locust rolling in here. He does not want to lose these Archons. One Archon goes down.
One Archon down, and the Locusts are still on the prowl here. Once again, those Swarm Hosts are crazy good for the late game composition.
Bottom left, Zealots are attacking that base, that hatchery that he just rebuilt, and he lost the hatchery in the main. He lost the hatchery in the main base. He no longer has that. The Roaches going for the Nexus. The Locusts are here as well, and he's going to get these Archons. Rain is tossing this game in the trash, man.
Rain is getting Void Rays now, and that's always a good decision as a Protoss player. So with more Void Rays, he could actually just make this happen. He needs to just move in at some point and take it. But he doesn't really have the Void Rays numbers just yet. He's at 9.
Yeah, I mean... If he kills the Corruptors, then all he has to do is fly around the map and kill the buildings, because...
The problem for hyvaa really is what kind of anti-air can he actually get out?
It's going to take him forever. He has to build his spawning pool to get a lair, to get anything. So, Queens aren't going to cut it. He doesn't have enough hatcheries to make those. Doesn't have enough money either. So...
He just has to sit tight, get Void Rays, Void Rays, Void Rays, and then just move in once he has no resources left, which is actually going to be so.
Yeah. More pylons having to be made here.
Yeah, he lost the base at the right side, so he's out of pylons. How many Void Rays do we have? 11, I guess,
11 versus 15 Corruptors. You could actually kill those.
Yeah.
He could actually move in and kill those right now. I guess he's just trying to be a little bit safer.
Do we have Overseers?
There are 2 Overseers.
He has to make sure that those Overseers are not taking down his Observers, because then he doesn't have any scouting anymore to find those, or any detection anymore to find those Swarm Hosts.
He would have to make an Oracle, I suppose, if that happened. 2 more Void Rays on the way. The first Queen, as well as a few more drones for hyvaa. Twilight Council not going to be making it.
Yeah. He also has the cannons, so the cannons in this situation don't help him. But if he snipes those Overseers, that would be great for him.
He needs to actually bring some probes so that he can make structures, because he has all of his eggs in one basket.
Now he's chasing him though. He spotted it, and now he's chasing him. And oh my god, you can't burrow that. This is going to be the end.
Well, Rain is so terrified here. He didn't have his observer with his army.
There we go, but if the observers get sniped, that's the problem.
Yeah, he has to be very careful.
And you know,
In
he sends
fact-
another set of units to the top. Do we have an engagement here? Hyva is just trying to delay.
Those are the
and
only
not
buildings
engage.
Rain has, and the only buildings he will have. He has no probe out on the map.
Here we go, he's moving in!
He goes in, the charge is good on the Void Rays. He needs to get through those Locusts now. They're gone. The Swarm Hosts are staying here. They need to be running away. Where's the Observer?
I think
Did he lose the
sniped it.
Observer?
He lost one,
He has
sniped it.
one over here. It's the only one he has. The Observer just highlighted it there. Rain looks like he may lose his game color.
Wolf.
He's losing a lot of buildings
Wolf,
here.
He might not know that he has a second observer.
I think he doesn't. I think he's in panic mode right now.
Well, he sees it
Now he's going to be able to see
He has
it.
to see it. This is going to be another nation race if this continues like this. He moves in, takes down that base to the left side of the map. Another hatch is built immediately in the middle of the
Okay,
map.
some probes got out. Some probes got out, but they're being chased. The drones are going for the chase. If he kills these probes, there's no more buildings.
He has the resources to build another Nexus as well if he wants to.
Oh, this is so tense. The Void Rays trying to decide if they come to save the probes or if they go to kill the base.
The Void Rays are moving in. Did he get the observer? Did he see the observer? Or is he still stationary?
I'll check for that. No, it's still there. As the observer just highlights there, it's still there. And
Uh-oh, if he doesn't know that he has another observer, then he will never be able to catch those Swarm Hosts.
one more extractor being
hatch.
built right now. This
The
one is
hatch-
found.
Hatch is down.
The hatch is down. What other extractors does he have? The extractor?
He has the resources. He has the resources to build another
But
hatch.
both the extractors are being attacked. He's going to die here.
Well, he can build another hatch if he wants to.
He needs to do it. There he goes on
there
the
it is.
last second. Oh my god. That's the
Hyva.
last building he has.
Hyva is playing with fire here.
He has
the
3
Void Rays!
drones.
The Void
The
Rays!
Void Ray
He
finds
sees
the
it!
hatchery.
He sees
The
it! He
Void
can
Ray
move
finds
in!
the hatchery. Starts another extractor.
And this is it! No!
There's one more extractor. The extractor. There's only 2 Stargates in the assimilator. Did Rain build anything? Rain did not build anything. If he loses that last target, he loses the game. He has not built anything. He needs to start a
He has
pylon.
the resources. Why doesn't he build
He
it?
has to build a pylon.
Where
The
the probes?
Stargate is going down. It's going down. He loses the game. Hyva wins. Hyva wins the
You gotta
game.
be kidding me! He
Oh
has
my god.
9 probes and 500 minerals, and he doesn't build anything!
Hyva wins the game. The craziest game I have ever watched in my entire life.
How can Rain have lost that? He has probes, he has 500 minerals, he can scatter pilots across the entire map. There's only one single extractor left for Hyva. Rain!
Rain, man. Rain definitely getting nervous, having some crazy moments of hesitation there. He saw the extractor with his voice, didn't attack it. He had the observer, he didn't use it. Definitely having some moments of stress there.
He didn't see his own observer, he did. Oh, I cannot believe that just happened.
He was
My
so
God.
ahead in the game from the beginning, from the first
Yeah.
place. He just started to fall apart. He was
The
so
only
hesitant.
thing that Hyva did the entire time was run, because he knew he could never face those Void Rays. He was running away and trying to snipe the observers.
Wow. Wow is all I can say, Calder. Now, if Hyva wins the second game, the group will be decided. So
I cannot believe that happened.
I cannot either, man. That was insane. That should not have happened.
I don't know why that happened. I mean,
Nerves is the only answer I have.
like, he escaped with the probes. I actually checked just before the game ended. He had 9 probes on the map, 500 minerals, just a pylon. A single pylon would have won him the game. Build a pylon anywhere, build a nexus, move in with those few Void Rays that he has, take down the last extractor, and the game is over.
The only thing I can think of is maybe he went to build a pylon or something, and there's some random Zergling blocked it, and he couldn't make it, and he thought he built it, but he didn't, and maybe that's what happened. I would love to watch that replay again.
Rain must be pissed right now. If he wins that game, he is out of the group. He actually advances, and now he potentially finds himself another tiebreaker.
Yeah. Intense. Well,
That is, I cannot believe that just happened. Oh my God, he must be so angry.
I would be.
For Hyva, this is of course awesome. I mean, Hyva probably looked at the screen and was like, I cannot believe I just won that.
Yeah.
Especially
I mean, you
if
could see it on his face.
Hyva probably doesn't know that there were still probes and there was so much money still left for lane, but he definitely knew that if he faces that army, he's going down hard.
Yeah. Well, the next map, I gotta calm myself down. The next map is Newkirk Precinct. It will be, Hyva has to play again now. He just played that insane, crazy game. He doesn't have a break. He's got to do this right now, and he's going to be up against first now.
Dude, I need a TO or something like that. Calms my nerves. This is like that game. He had everything that he needed.
Everything. Everything he had all the probes. He had 570 some odd minerals that he could have used. He could have made 5 pylons.
And he never realized that he has a second observer.
Yeah.
He never saw that the observer actually gave him vision of that hatch that he attacked at the left side, but he never, in his brain, it never really registered that the reason why he had that vision was an observer. With that observer, he could have tried to move to the top and take down those swarm hosts. And Hyvaa probably thought that there is no detection anymore for Rain, because he really sniped that one observer in the one fight that we saw to the left side of the map. The only thing that Hyvaa was trying to do is send the overseers in, take down the detection to save his swarm host, and he's thought from that point on, there's no detection anymore, I can use my swarm host, I can take down his buildings, I just have to make sure that he doesn't kill me first.
Yeah, that was an insane ending to that game. Oh my god.
This is... my brain cannot understand that game. Hyvaa is already in the lobby. He's just waiting for first. He's waiting for his next opponent, the second Protoss player. And if Hyvaa now wins against first, then Hyvaa is going to advance, and Rain as well.
Yeah. So
this is first fighting for survival.
This is first fighting survival. He has to win this one to force the additional tiebreaker.
He just came into the lobby. Newkirk Precinct. Either we're gonna have another tiebreaker, or this is gonna be it.
Yeah. This is a really, really tense series that we are watching right now. I mean, this is actually history in the making. This game will be remembered forever. There's probably already somebody trying to rip the end of that game to put it on YouTube because it was so epic.
Insane.
It was super insane.
And it looked like really like Rain like kind of had it. You know, he could have used the bank that he had earlier not to take himself another base. If he would have known what we know, if he would have had the complete vision on the map, the only thing that he needed to do is just use the resources that he had at the top right base, build a lot of cannons, get those Void Rays out, move across the map with the Void Rays and take everything down.
Oh man,
but that was just one of those panic moments.
That's like so nerves. That's nerves there. You know, we talk about nerves a lot, so we don't ever get to see situations like this because professional gamers usually kind of put that stuff out of their mind. But this is when you can see like an example of when somebody just loses
tunnel vision at some point where you just will like focus, take that down, take that base down, try to kill this. And I think he didn't probably realize that he didn't have another structure.
Yeah. Well, it looks like the players are ready. Hyvaa doesn't look phased. I guess he's ready. He looked a little bit shocked after the win.
Let's get it started. I mean, I want to see that next game. Newkirk Precinct is the map. We just saw Hyvaa take down Rain in a crazy match. And now he's up against the last Protoss player that he has to face in that first tiebreaker series. So if Hyvaa wins it right now against first, Rain and Hyvaa will advance, with Hyvaa being the first player in the group. And first will be out.
Yep. Look at Hyvaa, man. How can he just after such an insane game keep his composure and play against first? First is super tense right now as well, because if he loses this, then he's out.
Well, he actually probably just looks at the game and is like, dude, you know what? If I win that game on Belgium, I'm gonna win that one for sure.
Yeah, maybe that's what's going through his mind.
If I win Belgium Vestige, if I win such a game, I can win anything.
Map is loading. Newkirk Precinct, potentially our final map of the night if Hyvaa takes this.
Yeah, Hyvaa, first is going to pull everything into this one game right now. He knows that if he loses here, he will be out. If he wins, he brings it to the second tiebreaker today, here at the WCS Finals.